It's Wacky Wednesday. What do you say is Wacky Wednesday? Well, I'll tell you, at least for now, it's going to change. But Wacky Wednesday for the moment are cute little sayings from Minions. Alrighty, let me click on this. 23 gut-busting funny Minion quotes, it says. I have other things planned for Wacky Wednesday, but this is the first set of things. Home is a place where pants are optional, bras don't exist, and the Wi-Fi works. It's funny how after an argument is over, you start to think about more clever stuff you could have said. Isn't that always the truth? It's like, why didn't I say that? Why didn't I think of that? I seriously just want to cuddle up and watch an old Disney movie with hot chocolate and ignore life and everyone and everything. Yeah, some days are like that. That awkward moment when you think you do a silent fart and it comes out like a machine gun. I have a condition that prevents me from dieting. It's called being freaking hungry. I shot my first turkey today. Scared the crud out of everyone in the frozen food section. It was awesome. In life, we must always find things... Oh, wait a minute. In life, we must always find out things straight from the horse's mouth and not listen to the jackass spreading the gossip. Isn't that the truth? I try not to listen to gossip. Lazy rule number 2. Oh, this is so me. If it falls under the bed, it's lost forever. I know, I'm too old and fat to get down on the floor and get something from under the bed and get back up. Yeah, not happening. Say never mind because you're too lazy to re-explain the whole story. Yeah, that's me too. Just once in my life, I'd actually like to see a liar's pants catch on fire. Oh, I don't know if you guys are enjoying these, but I'm having a good time. I'm a little smart ass, fat and stout. Here's my finger, here's my mouth. When I get all worked up, I will shout, tick me off and I'll knock you out. I'm convinced that the hardest language to speak for some is the truth. Lazy rule. Can't reach it? Don't need it. Yeah, if I have to get a ladder for it, I'll find some other way to work around it because I don't want to drag out a ladder and climb up a ladder for it. My friend thinks he's smart. He says onions are the only food that make you cry, so I threw a coconut at his face. Yeah, I was dumb. I can't wait until we're all in nursing homes. It'll be fun to write bathroom graffiti about the staff they can't understand because it's in cursive. That's true. They don't teach kids cursive anymore. This is who I am. Nobody said you had to like it. That's my YouTube channel in a nutshell. This is who I am. If you don't like it, go watch somebody else. Because I'm just a little wacky. If lying was a job, I know some people that would be billionaires. Yeah, sad but true. I hate when people see me at the supermarket and they are like, hey, what are you doing here? And I'm just like, oh, you know, hunting elephants. Yeah. Those obvious questions that you're just like, and you're asking this, why? I hate when I go to a restaurant and they ask, would you like a table? No, I'd like the floor. Another obvious question. Rabbits jump and they live for 8 years. Dogs run and they live for 15 years. Turtles do nothing and they live for 150 years. Lesson learned. I wish all the extra fat on my body would fall off and turn into money. Anyone else? Wouldn't it be so great if we could put ourselves in the dryer for 10 minutes and come out wrinkle-free and 3 sizes smaller? Oh. Well, that's it for this particular set. Do you want more? Do you? I'll do one more set. Let's see. Best Minion quotes of the week. That sounds good. Just because I don't sing doesn't mean I won't sing. Okay, it's okay to talk to yourself. It's even okay to answer yourself. I do both of those. But when you ask yourself to repeat what you just said, then you have a problem. I do talk to myself and answer myself. I can call myself names sometimes, like, you stupid, what'd you do that for? Moms are better than any CSI. They know you did it, how you did it, whom you did it with, and they can hear you trying to hide the evidence. Yep. I used to have, not so much anymore because I'm old, but I used to have bat ears. I could hear my kids, I'd tell them something, send them to their room, and I could hear them in the room grumbling about me, and I'd be like, I heard that. They were convinced I had like supersonic hearing. Sometimes I didn't really hear it. I would just tell them I heard it, but I knew they were doing it. And when I decline those spam calls, it flips you guys out, and I gotta take you out and put you back in. Dear stomach, you're bored, you're not hungry, so shut up. Yeah, that's so true too. Once a mom, always a mom. No matter how grown the kids are, they will always be your precious babies in your eyes. Yeah, so true. I'm so glad I was young and stupid long before there were camera phones. Yeah. Luckily, I outgrew the young and stupid before there were camera phones. I love this one. I'll show it to you. I don't know if it's frontwards where you can read it or not. It says, I am a female. Fe equals iron. Male equals man. Therefore, I am Iron Man. I love rumors. I always find out amazing things about myself I never knew. When two people really care about each other, they will always find a way to make it work, no matter how hard it is. Oh, that's sweet. My problem is I can't stay mad. I always end up forgiving people, even when they don't deserve it. Yeah, that's me. I don't get mad very often. When people rob banks, they go to jail. When banks rob people, they get bonuses. No matter how old I get, I think I will always have to mentally sing the ABCs to which letter comes next. Do you do that in your head? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K. Oh, L, that's it next. When you get angry, take a breath and count to 10. Throw a punch at 8. Nobody expects that. Never let your friends feel lonely. Disturb them at all times. I hate it when I'm singing a song and the artist gets the words wrong. The first ever cordless phone was created by God. He named it Prayer. It never loses its signal, and you never have to recharge it. Use it anywhere. Oh, that's the end of that one too. I think two sets of them is enough for one day. I hope you liked my Wacky Wednesday. Let me know if you like it and if you want more of these. I have some other ideas. I have maybe some tips we could do, some hacks, those kinds of things. I'll find some other things for Wacky Wednesday, but these I thought were hilarious, so I had to go with these for my first Wacky Wednesday. What'd you think? If you're new to this channel, I'm a little wacky, so I like Wacky Wednesday. I do Mass Monday. On Fridays, I alternate between Fabulous Friends, where I shout out some friends, YouTube friends, YouTube channels. And then the opposite, next week, we do it kind of every other week, I have little known facts. So I have Friday fun facts. And sprinkled in between those 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever box I get, do a lot of unboxings. So whatever box I get, I unbox for you guys. I still have, let's see, what do I still have coming? I still have, what do I have? I can't think of what I still have coming. I have, Luxury Diva. I'm looking at my empty boxes over here. I have a pile of them for when I send out giveaways. Luxury Diva is still coming. I peeked at some other people's videos. I shouldn't do that. It's the spoilers, but looks a lot better than this month than last month. Luxury Diva is coming. Diva by Sonia. If you don't know what she is, it's $12 like Ipsy Plus, but it's usually got at least 3 full-size products and just strange, wacky things sometimes, like those paste on jewels you put like around your eyes and just wacky stuff like that sometimes. But almost always some eyeshadow or whatever. And then also, speaking of eyeshadow, I also have coming, it's called Ice Cream, EYE Scream, like ice cream, only ice cream. And it's $20. And I think you get 5 or 6 full-size items. One of them is like a big eyeshadow palette. Every month you get like a big eyeshadow palette, like 12 to 18 pan eyeshadow palette. So that one's still coming. And I decided to try for a month, and we'll see if I like it. It's called Sips By, and it's a tea. I drink a lot of tea. It's a tea subscription, and I think you get 4 different kinds, 4 bags each, but you can double steep the bags, use them, and then set them aside and use them a second time, so you can get up to, 32 cups. And it's, how much is it? It's not cheap for, I think it's like $19 or something like that, which is kind of high for 12 tea bags, or 16 tea bags, but I thought I'd give it a try. And then I've heard from, but I haven't heard from since, so I'll have to see what's going to happen there. I heard from Heaven Panties, and they said they wanted me to be one of their influencers. Yeah, right. I'm an influencer. And they wanted to send me some free panties to show you guys online. So don't know when they're coming or how that's going to work. I just heard from them and said, yeah, I'm interested. And they're like, okay. And then that's the last I heard. So we'll see what happens there. I'm also doing Splendies for maybe 1 more month, but I don't need a ton of underwear, so I'll stop the Splendies. What else do I have coming? In mid-May, it's time for I do a quarterly Stitch Fix, and in mid-May, it's time for my quarterly Stitch Fix. If y'all are new to this channel and you haven't noticed, go back and look at, it was released on the 15th, and it's a 13-person collab, and all 13 of us are doing big giveaways. So if you got to subscribe to all 13 of us to enter any of the giveaways, but it gives you 13 chances to win, so go back and check that out. And what else is going on? It's freezing outside today. It's so windy. We live out in the country, so there's nothing to block the wind. So if I go outside to like water the chickens or donkeys or whatever, it's so cold and windy today. My hairs kind of fly away because the wind is, that's why I put it up like this, because it was like swirling all around my face. So I put it up because of the wind. So I have to take the trash out. It's trash. Well, I take it. My job's to take it out of the house to the trash can. It's somebody else's job to take it, because we're probably quarter mile maybe from the street. So it's a hike to drag the trash cans out to the street. So that's my grandson's job. Let him do that. Today's 420. If y'all know what that means, I didn't know what it meant until I got teenage grandkids, but I don't know what started, and I tried to look it up, and there's no real rhyme or reason. There's different theories of how it got started, but 420 means marijuana. It's my granddaughter's birthday, so we always tease her about, 420. Because when, they started having, like in the states that, I think there's 15 states now where marijuana is legal. And they started having big festivals today to celebrate pot. So 420 has become a pot celebration. It's kind of weird, but so I'm filming this on Tuesday, and that's the 420, but I'm uploading it for you all on Wednesday because that's the Wacky Wednesday. Yeah, I realized if I said 420, you'd be like, no, it's 421, but I'm filming it the day before. Oh, my nose is all itchy, allergy. I was outside and all that wind, and it just kicks up all that pollen, and I'm just like, getting a sinus headache, and my nose is all itchy. All that wind. I keep saying we should get like a windmill to generate electricity because it's always so windy here. Because there's really nothing we have a few trees here and there, but not like a forest of trees or anything. There's like a tree here and then 100 yards away, another tree. So it's nothing really blocks the wind at all. If you go out the wrong side of the house from which way the wind's blowing, it can get really windy. If you go out the other side, you're like, oh, this is nice. And then you go out the front door and you're like, oh, no, it's not. I couldn't find our little guy, Freddie, our little dog. I looked all over him. It's like, where is that dog? Did he get out? Because he's really, if you open the door, he'll slip out sometimes. And I finally found him. My son works from home, and he's got this big desk, and he was gone for lunch or something. And I looked all over, and I finally found the dog. He was in the well where you put your feet, way back up in the corner under the desk. And I'm like, what are you doing there, dog? No wonder I couldn't find you. He was just hiding up under there. He likes places like that. Like, he gets under my bed, like where the head of between the legs for the head of my bed and the wall. He gets like up under there and he'll lay. And you don't even know he's in the room because he's hiding up under the bed. Silly dog. Okay, I'm done chit-chatting, but let me know how you liked the minions on Wacky Wednesday. If you want me to do some more of that, because I have a bunch more I've saved. I thought they were fun, and some of them, as you heard, cracked me up. Y'all have a good rest of the week. You're halfway there. It's Wednesday. My small group that I lead for church is Wednesday mornings, and last week we met in person for the first time in a year and a half because of COVID. We were meeting online, doing the Zoom thing, and we actually, all of us that are going to get them, I mean, one person's like not going to get her COVID shots. She doesn't believe in them. But the rest of us have gotten our shots, so we figured, let's get together and meet in person finally, because it was getting so nobody would come to Zoom because they're all just done with Zoom. I mean, okay, enough already. I'm done with Zoom. It's almost time for my ladies' tea. Friday before last, I showed you guys some outfits and had you tell me what to wear to my ladies' tea I'm going to go to next week. It's next Wednesday, not this coming one, but not tomorrow Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. And I decided, you're right, I'm going to wear that pink flowered dress with the pink cardigan over it. That's kind of tea looking, I guess, sort of foo-foo looking. And I'm going the day before and help set up the tables, and I will take little videos of all the decorated tables towards the end after everybody's got them all decorated. So that'll go up eventually. I didn't show it to you. I got a white blouse. It was supposed to come with those weird shorts I got from Walmart that turned out to look like pajama pants. I got a white top too, and I was looking forward to having a plain white top to wear in the summer. and I don't know about it. It's got 3 buttons here, but they gap, and then it doesn't button all the way to the top, and the part where it doesn't button kind of flops, like one side flops and the other side's up. So it's just, but it's just one of those things that's not worth taking back, so I just may wear it anyway. But I was looking, when I was thinking about dragging out my summer stuff, I had forgotten I've got a couple white shirts in with my summer stuff, so I didn't need it anyway. I should have looked first before I ordered it. Anyway, enough chit-chat. You guys have a good rest of the week, and we'll, if not before, we'll see you on Friday for Fun Fact Friday. That's what it is. I try and alliterate these things like Wacky Wednesday, Mask Monday, Fun Fact Friday. A lot of alliteration going on. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.